What have you heard about the independent woman? Some people say they are hard, they are proud, or they are difficult human beings. But what many don't realize is most of these women didn't wake up one morning and decided to be strong. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about the aspect of the independent woman. What have you heard about the independent woman? Some people say they are hard, they are proud, or they are difficult human beings. But what many don't realize is most of these women didn't wake up one morning and decided to be strong. Life pushed them into who they are today. Some of them are firstborns. So you know how firstborns, especially firstborn daughters, are. They go through a lot to meet up with the needs of their siblings. And we have others that maybe life itself was so difficult and they became strong, battling, doing many different jobs at the same time. Others went through heartbreaks from relationships and decided to shield themselves against anything that can be an emotional break. Now, this can be some of the reasons why you have strong, independent women out there. They became strong because of what they went through, not because they chose to. I have met many women who foot the bills and carry the financial weight in a home, not because they want to take over, but because the men in their lives dropped the weight on them and they tend to relax around doing nothing. Let me share an example with you. There is this woman who came for counseling years ago, a very responsible woman, hardworking woman who import goods from China. She had a good business. She was disciplined and she supported her husband in everything. At first, it was out of love. She wanted to see him rise. She thought supporting her husband from day one in marriage was going to help him stand on his feet. Unfortunately, he rather became comfortable with the fact that she was providing and left all the responsibilities on her. He got too comfortable. Not supporting his wife financially became the new lifestyle they had to live. From day one in marriage, she was the one paying the rent, buying food, paying school fees, and all of that. And guess what? The more she handled, the more he started calling her, "You are too controlling." Funny enough, how some men can term a woman who is doing everything for a home to succeed as controlling. But the truth is, she wasn't trying to act like a man. She was just doing what needed to be done since she could not abandon everything to go bad because the man she loved wasn't providing. And as she kept meeting up with everything financially, her tone began to change. Her patience reduced. She stopped begging for love, not because she stopped loving her husband, but because she started protecting her own peace. Now, from the outside, she looked too hard, but deep down, she was just tired. Tired of being the man and the woman at the same time. Let me give you another good example, one that is even more painful. There was another woman who was soft, romantic, loving, that type of a woman that gives her all. She adored her husband, supported him with everything, but then he started cheating. When she first found out, she cried for days. He apologized, she forgave him, and they continued. But not long after, it happened again and again. Now, the man didn't understand that every time he cheated, he was breaking something inside of her, something called emotional safety. She began to withdraw. She became cold, defensive, and uninterested in intimacy. She stopped talking too much. The man started complaining. "You have changed. You're no longer the woman I married." But what he didn't realize was that he changed her. His actions forced her to build walls. When a woman feels betrayed and keeps forgiving without healing, her softness begins to disappear. She guards her heart, not because she wants to be rude, but because she can't keep exposing her heart to the same person who keeps giving her pains. When love becomes a battlefield, even the most gentle woman will learn to, wear armor. Most men think strength in a woman means competition, but no, a strong woman doesn't want to compete with her man. She wants to complete the team. However, When a man cheats, manipulates, or refuses to lead, he leaves her with no choice than to lead herself. And that's when he begins to call her too independent. And here is the truth: an independent woman will only fight alone for so long. After that, she stops fighting and starts focusing on herself. And when that happens, most men will say, "You have changed." But no, she didn't change. She just stopped expecting the right thing from the wrong person. But here is the beautiful part: the same woman who looks hard, who seems tough and unbending, can become the most loving, gentle, feminine, and peaceful partner when she meets a man who knows her worth and handles her heart with care. When a man is faithful, emotionally present, and carries his responsibilities with integrity, she relaxes. Her voice becomes softer. Her laughter returns. She begins to trust again. Because independence was never the problem. It was the pain that made her hard. When love is safe, her softness returns naturally. So if you are a man listening to me right now, hear me. When you see a woman being too strong, don't rush to call her proud. It could just be that she's protecting herself from being hurt again. And I'll tell you one secret that nobody will tell you. An independent woman is the best woman for you if you want to achieve a whole lot in life. She's got the positive energy, wisdom, strength, courage you need to move all the mountains together. But for any man who wants just a normal life, please don't go in for an independent woman. She doesn't settle for less. She aims high and goes for it. And if you're a woman under this category, just make sure your strength doesn't overstep its boundaries. Be strong, yet stay feminine. Talk and act feminine so it doesn't look like you're contesting a man's position in his own house or in your life. I know you can be soft and nice, but won't tolerate nonsense. Why not clearly communicate that with your husband, with your man, so he knows exactly what you can take and what you can't? And never allow anyone or anything tell you you don't need a man in your life. I think this is one of the fallacies that women have got to live with, acting like they don't need a man in their lives, whereas they truly do need a man. At the end of the day, a marriage works well when two people bring their strengths together, not when one person's strength becomes a weapon against the other. Every strong woman has a story, and every story deserves understanding, not judgment. If you happen to have a strong woman in your life, understand her story, see how you can work with her, and you will move mountains together. I'm sure this helped you. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Hit the thumbs up equally. Tell us what you think in the comment section. Until we meet again, we keep building healthy relationships and marriages. Thank you so much. I am Mrs. Asanji Yvette.